still waiting for an official call, but we are confident in this movement we've built together. Every vote must be counted. Every voice must be heard. The voter suppression in my home county and in Congresswoman Crockett's home county underscores the gravity of this moment. The number of young people who showed up to vote in this election is unprecedented. The number of Texans who have never voted before but showed up in this election is unprecedented. The number of independents and Republicans who voted in this Democratic primary is unprecedented. This is proof that there is something happening in Texas. Tonight, the people of our state gave this country a little bit of hope, and a little bit of hope is a dangerous thing. I want to thank y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in this fight. God bless y'all. Thank you.
All right, folks, we are back here on WLTH 1370 AM. That is 92.7 in the FM dial. If you're nasty, that just reminds me that Janet's gone. It's unfortunate. Quick fact about this track I'm playing right now: A Tribe Called Quest, Electric Relaxation. The engineer on this song, the late great Bob Power, who left us this week. Like I said, later on in the show, we're going to pay tribute to one of the great engineers and one of the great members of he's basically a member of the Soulquarians back in the 90s. But yeah, it is 6:54 in the PM, 6:55 here in the PM on March the 6th, 2026. The future's here, the future's now, and the future's not looking so great, at least not politically, for Jasmine Crockett. In the intro there, you heard her opponent, James Tallarico, who defeated her in one of the most closely watched Democratic primaries in the country. Tallarico won the Democratic nomination for Congress with about 52 to 53% of the vote. Crockett only would receive 46%. He will now face Republican nominee in November in the Senate election, who will likely be John Cornyn or Ken Paxton, who are headed to a GOP runoff. Now, why would just a little Senate primary race in Texas receive so much attention? Well, a lot of it's because Jasmine Crockett has, over the last few years, made herself a big, flamboyant critic of Trump and the Republicans. She's been very known for her combative attitude with people like, well, Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene. And, you know, she's made a real spectacle out of herself with her code switching. One minute she's ratchet and you know, she sounds like Megan Thee Stallion or somebody. I was always very critical of Jasmine Crockett because the politics themselves did not match the persona. As I told you guys a few months ago when I did a segment on Jasmine, when she declared that she was running for the Senate, this is a woman who's a Zionist. And she's not even being paid by AIPAC that we know of. We knew she got in bed with the crypto bros, the same ones that's buying off Donald Trump right now. She wasn't pushing for specific black policies for the black community, like reparations or other black policies, or even for the working class. Was not pushing for universal health care. I mean, I wouldn't call her a real progressive. She was more of an aggressive, but not a progressive. Meanwhile, Tallarico is a younger state representative a former teacher who ran on sort of white Christian populist, milk toasty white guy, populism as some people call it. He tried to appeal to more of the moderate base, the independents, and some Republican voters, arguing that the Democrats needed a different strategy to win in Texas. Now, there were a big part of the race was the sort of identity politics element. And this is where, again, a lot of us in the black community who vote for the Democrats get led to hell. We see black, we see female, we see attitude, and we assume that that person is fighting for us. And that just wasn't the case with somebody like Jasmine Crockett. Once you took away the identity politics, there wasn't much there. She accused outside groups supporting Tallarico of using racially coded messaging. The campaign support basis split along the racial lines in some polling. But Tallarico sort of weathered the storms of the racial baiting. And fundamentally, I know that a lot of people are sort of wondering what's next. I kind of think that Texas is in good hands. Because in order to run for Senate, Crockett had to give up the seat that she already had in the House. And let me just tell you, the brother they got supporting her, the brother they got replacing her, is this brother named Reverend Frederick Douglass Haynes. I want you guys to listen to this guy. Now, again, I told you Jasmine Crockett was a Zionist. She was always very mealy-mouthed when it came to Israel and when it came to other policies that, were out and out right-wing in some instances. Now listen to this brother. Listen to Dr. Reverend Frederick D. Douglass Haynes III. Now tell me where you think this brother's coming from.
Because I recognize that we got to be pro-Israel. Yeah, we got to do that. Or we get in trouble. Well, I'm coming to get in trouble. Israel, and I'm going to quote Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter says that Israel is engaging in apartheid with Palestinians. And so the Palestinians who don't have the weaponry of Israel, the Palestinians don't have the financial backing from the United States that Israel has. And so they throw their rocks and shoot their arrows, and Israel is able to bomb them and kill them. Watch in the news the disparity between Palestinians being killed and Israelis being killed. It is totally unfair, but this country's going to stand on the side of apartheid because that's its track record. It stood by apartheid in South Africa because it created apartheid in this country.
Yes. Frederick Douglass Haynes III talking about the apartheid state of Israel and talking about really connecting it to what many people have known who've studied this for a long time. There wouldn't be an apartheid state of Israel, wouldn't have been an apartheid state of South Africa. Hell, wouldn't have been Nazi Germany without the Jim Crow South. In all cases, they looked at what was going on in America and decided this is how you treat people who are different than you. Hitler got the idea from us. Apartheid South Africa got the idea from us. The Israelis got the ideas from us. They all got the ideas from us. That's why it's important when you see these politicians who are mealy-mouthed about Israel and about apartheid, you know where their politics are. when they're not on the right side of the class war, fighting for working class and poor people, when they are in bed with the banksters and the corporatists, this is how you know who they are. And I don't know if brother Frederick Douglass Haynes, who's taken her spot, I mean, he seems to be a solid brother so far, but we've been fooled before. So I've been fooled before. But he seems to at least be on the right side of apartheid. He seems to be on the right side of apartheid, which is something that Jasmine Crockett could not say. And it's important that people know, and it's important that black people really understand that, please, we have to stop allowing people to just use race and gender and use whatever identity politics and whatever sort of self-victimization culture, whatever, to get our votes. We have to force them to fight for us, to deliver for us, especially black people. All this yass, queen, sister girl politics, that does nothing for the black community. Nothing. All that girl boss capitalism does nothing for the black community. Never has. All that girl boss feminist stuff. Look at where Gloria Steinem came from. The CIA. Ask them what side of apartheid they're on. What side of the class war they're on. That's how you know who they are. Not whether they can twerk next to Megan Thee Stallion and, promise a Popeye's chicken or something to somebody. No. Whose side are you on? That's relevant everywhere. That's relevant here in the city of Gary. Are you on NIPSCO's side or are you on the side of the people? Just being black don't mean you on our side, brother or sister or whoever. And so it's important. It's important that people learn. And I'm actually very glad that we are seeing the end of the sort of girl boss yass queen. And Kamala Harris, let me just say this too, because I got to go to another break because it's after 7 o'clock. Good Lord. Kamala Harris was at Jesse Jackson's funeral today and took that opportunity as an opportunity to once again push her failed centrist, liberal, corporate liberal nonsense. Well, I told you this. We told you to stop funding a genocide, woman. People told you if you didn't stop funding the genocide, they wasn't gonna vote for you. But you got millions of dollars from AIPAC, and you married to your AIPAC handler, Dougie. And so you lost. And you deserve to lose. Jesse Jackson's funeral is not the time and the place to hijack, to try to relitigate the 2024 election. Jesse Jackson actually stood with the Palestinians. He stood with Yasser Arafat. Guess who he endorsed in 2020 when they had the Democratic presidential primary? He supported Bernie Sanders. He didn't support you, and there's a reason for that. Your politics are trash. The yes queen, sister girl politics, the identity politics, they're done. You're going to have to offer something real, especially to us as black folks, especially younger black people. A lot of the boomers are always going to vote corporate liberal Democrats no matter what happens. Fine, so be it. But y'all won't always be around. The next generation, we are not having this. If you're not speaking to us specifically about things that you're going to do for us, we have no use for you. And all the twerking with Megan Thee Stallion won't be able to help you. All right, folks. We had a very serious first hour of the show. So let's lighten the mood a little bit. Let's have some happy happies. I'll be right back after these.